Welcome back. In today's episode, we are going to be getting all 10 copies of the Grognak The Barbarian comic. And normally I do these in order, but number 3 is actually right behind me here, so we're going to go and grab that. Let's get started. And it's just sitting right here. Easiest one in the game to get.
Yes.
And that's number 3. Okay, so number 1 is going to be here at the Wicked Shipping Fleet Lockup, which is located just over here near the Abernathy farm, directly south of Sanctuary. This is another early location, and you're going to notice that theme. A lot of these are going to be early game to early mid game to acquire them. They're not like way hidden in the late game like some other magazines, and most of them are quite easy to get. So this one, I'm actually going to show you guys a different way to go in here. It's going to make this a lot easier because there are some ghouls in there. And like, I'm only level 2, so I don't really want to deal with them right now. And there's a lot of cool stuff to get in here. Just hop up on this tree right here. Grab some free money. We'll just come in right over here. Don't make any noise. And there's the Grognak. First, we want to grab that key because that opens a lot of trucks with a lot of loot in it.
Perfect.
And that's number 1. All right, so this next one is just a little bit north of Andrews Station. I like to use South Boston Military Checkpoint as my landmark to kind of guide me over here because I know where it is and I know it well. And they're very near each other. It's like a 5-second walk from one to the other. So, but we're not actually going to Andrews Station. Where we're going is to this yellow house north of Andrews Station that has a big old bus on top. Can't miss it. And if you recall the Nick Valentine companion quest, this is the spot that he stands at the end where he's like, yeah, this is where my girlfriend died. Sad story, that one. But anyway, when you come in here, there might be stuff in here. I had some, well, these are scavengers, not raiders, but I've seen raiders in here. I've seen Nuka World raiders. I've seen Children of Adam. I've seen automatron robots. I mean, and the, like, you know, one time I found gunners, vanilla raiders, and Children of Adam all at the same time fighting each other. Crazy. Anyway, so you come over here, and here's a magazine just laying on this mattress.
Yes.
And that's number 2. All right, so for number 4, we're going to go to the Corvega assembly plant. There's, I don't know, like half a dozen different ways you can go into the plant. So it really doesn't matter which entrance you pick. They're all good. All right, so once you're inside, you're going to want to work your way up to the assembly plant room, which is this big room over here. Now, this mine, I put it there. And you're going to see in a sec why I put that mine there. But this place is going to be filled with raiders. I've already taken them all out. And we're just going to go up over here. We're just going to push this button. Now, there's going to be some tanks over here that are going to explode when they get shot. So you're going to want to make sure to take those out before you come up here. Otherwise, raiders are going to shoot them while you're standing right next to them and kill you. Get that safe key. A lot of good stuff to get in here. They coming yet? And that's why I put that mine there. Narc. Anyway, magazine is right over here.
What? Hell yeah.
And that's number 4. Okay, so for this next one, it's actually findable in 2 places. There are 2 copies of this one. It's the only magazine in the game that has 2 copies that I'm aware of. The first is in Vault 81, and you can go in and just tell a story about either killing a mole rat or killing a deathclaw to the class, and they'll reward you with a copy. But the problem with that one is that quest has myriad ways to glitch out, and you have to have progressed a certain distance into the game. Like, you have to have already gone to Concord and saved the Quincy 5, and there's just a lot of problems with that one. So even though that one's super easy to go in and get, we're not going to go get that one. Instead, we're going to go with the other one, which is also in a vault up here in Malden Middle School. Or should I say, underneath it. We're going to go over here. Through this door. and down into the basement. Okay, so we're going to have to go pretty deep into this thing. Let me just go over here. Because this magazine is way at the back.
Going down. Lower level.
All right. So, and there's going to be a lot of zigzagging and crisscrossing. And when you first get in here, this door is closed. We're gonna come across a lot of open doors. Those doors are normally closed. So we're in here. I come back to this locker area and go through this door. Now, initially, again, this door is going to be locked, so we have to go down here. And this whole time, you're going to be fighting your way through lots and lots of gunners. And you're going to come back here to the shooting gallery area, the shooting range, or the tactical training course, or whatever it's called. You're going to go upstairs. This time, I had to fight a gunner commander. The level of this guy varies, but he's usually pretty tough. And you have to take there's a card inside this case here that you have to come and get. That card opens the science lab. And there'll be guns over here that you can take. I got a rifle. That's not where I want to go. I want to go back the way I came in, which was this way. Alright. Yeah, there's a lot of doubling back. And then you'll swipe the card on this door. And I believe, is this the screening room? Which one of these is the door? No, it's not this one. Not yet. Or we can go there. See, once you have the science card, you can get into there. And I think you can get into this one? Yeah, and then you have to come back to this lab over here. And there's another gunner over here. For me, it was this guy. And he had a card in his inventory. And while you're over here, you can grab the science bobblehead. This way. That's right. And once you have the command bobblehead, once you have the command ID card, you should be able to open, I believe it's this door? Yeah. There'll be more gunners in here. And you'll be able to use this computer to open this safe and that door over there. And you can skip the safe because the key for the safe will be sitting right here. And then here is the Grognak Barbarian Magazine.
Excellent.
And that's number 5. Finally. So one last thing to be aware of, whether going in or coming out, do not fast travel directly to this vault until you have disabled this mine right here, this mine right here, and this mine right here. Because the spot where the first one is right here is the exact spot you land on. They put a landmine directly on the fast travel spot. So you don't have time to run away. It goes off while you're standing on it. And those two trigger as well. And you take a good chunk of damage from it. So be aware of that. Go over to we got Slocum Joe's over here, Malden Center. Go to one of those and manually walk over here to disable these landmines. And the thing is, the first time I was over here, they weren't here. It was when I fast traveled over here the second time that they spawned in after I had already, because at this point, I've already filmed the part inside of the vault. I just came back over here to make my way to the next magazine, and this was the closest point. And I got blown up 3 times. finally I said, okay, I'm going to go over to Malden Center and walk over here. But yeah, be aware of that there is a landmine directly on the fast travel spot. All right, for number 6, we're going to go over to Boston Commons. That is where Swan's Pond is located. And this one is much easier to get. It's inside that rotunda. Now, as you can see right there where my cursor is pointing, there are some radiation barrels, and they're pretty intense. So you're going to want to run in there and run out quickly and just grab the magazine and go. But this one's a much easier one to get. It's one of the easy ones. We're just going to run up in there, and I'm sneaking because I don't want to wake up Swan. I don't really want to fight him right now. Just grab it, and that's number 6. And for number 7, we're going to go over to the Mass Pike Interchange. As you can see, it's cleared already. I already cleared everything out of here, so I'm just going to go up and show you right where it is. There is a lot of gunners here and an Assaultron. And one of the gunners also has power armor, so some pretty beefy enemies over here. You're going to want to be careful. But it's not far to get to the magazine. It's just right over here. We go inside this shack, and it's sitting right here on the toilet.
Yes.
And that's number 7. All right, so for number 8, we are going to Backstreet Apparel, but we're actually going to start in an alley behind Diamond City. And I mean right behind Diamond City. The entrance is right over there, and we're going to go over here to this area. Now, normally there's super mutants over here. But once you've cleared out the super mutants and you've disabled all the landmines that are over, there's only 1 or 2, but this area is actually a really good way to get, oh, we want to go up one more, to get up on the rooftops of this whole neighborhood. And we could run along the riverfront, but I'm not going to do that because there's another route I want to show you guys that's much safer, provided you make the jumps. And there's a lot of loot up here that people tend to miss because it's so high up. Now, because we don't have power armor with a jetpack, we're just going to be using jet. There we go. All right. Now, there's a series of 3 jumps here, so I do recommend saving before each jump. I should say, there's a lot more than 3 jumps. There are 3 jumps in which you need jet. And I almost forgot the first bit of loot that's right over here. This guy right here. There's a raider here in full armor, and look at this, a hardened sniper rifle and some ammo. And what else? Shotgun shells, stim packs, alright. So then after that, we're just going to jump over here. We're going to get our next little bit of loot on this next roof. You can kind of see it over there. Another raider here, shotgun shells, Molotov cocktails. What do we got here? More Molotovs, more ammo. Lots of free stuff up here, just laying around. Free stuff, free stuff, free stuff. You know my motto. All right, so this is our second big jump, so we're going to go ahead and save again. All right, we're having pretty good luck. 2 for 2. All right, I'm going to get up here. Save again, because this is our third and final jump. Well, our third and final jet jump. This last one is the easiest one. The first one is the hardest one, so the further along you are, the more likely you are to be fine when you make your jumps. And then we're just going to go up on the roof over here. A bunch of free stuff now.
This is bullshit.
I'd like to come over here and...
Unite!
And then we could just go in this trapdoor right here to get into the upstairs building, and we can skip the downstairs area. So this way we only have to kill like 2 or 3 raiders.
Huh?
Who?
Oh, I ran out of grenades.
Time to reel him in.
Shit's got ambush all over it. You hear that?
So that's 1. She gave us a stim pack.
Who's out there? Everything's starting to sound like footsteps these days.
And there's our magazine.
Bingo.
And that's number 8. Okay, so for number 8, we're going to go over here to Hyde Park. This is just south of Jamaica Plains, and very near Quincy Quarries over here to the southeast. So where we're going is right up in this building here. We're going to come over here and get this out of the way. Now this place is going to be just chock full of raiders. And the leader of the raiders is going to be right up there too. I think his name is Scooter. So you're going to have to fight your way through here. I've already done all that. At the top of the stairs here, there is a trap. You're going to want to disarm that. There's a chance the raiders will set it off themselves because they're idiots. There's Scooter. Get some chems over here. And then the magazine is right here.
Nice.
And that's number 9. All right, for our 10th and final magazine, we're going to the Museum of Witchcraft. To get over here, I started from Vault 75. Had a little situation with the landmines. And then I went kind of over in this direction before finally making my way. I kind of got lost a little bit. That's why I went down here. But anyway, we're over here, right on the beach. So, this is what it looks like. Let's go inside. Now, the bad news is there's going to be a lot of gunners in here. The good news is they're all dead. So this is going to be a pretty easy one to get. You know, once you, Let's get past the death claw. How do we go? Here we go. Here's a hole in the wall. All right. Lots of mannequins, too. All right, you're going to go upstairs. Got a bunch of stuff you can loot from these containers. Another dead gunner. More mannequins. And then I believe the magazine is right here.
Yes.
And that's number 10. And there you have it. That is how you get all 10 copies of Grognak the Barbarian. Thanks for checking out my channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.